UNWTO started 2020 in a strong position to advance the program of work and lead tourism forward. In Madrid, His Majesty King Felipe VI of Spain gave his strongest support yet for UNWTO's work at the first ever Royal Gala dinner held ahead of the FITO Tourism Trade Fair. Right after this landmark event, the Covid-19 pandemic hit. UNWTO acted swiftly and decisively, providing a single strong voice and uniting a sector brought to a standstill. In March, UNWTO went to Geneva for what would be the last high-level delegation to meet the Director General of the World Health Organization before a pandemic was declared the following day. UNWTO established the Global Tourism Crisis Committee. This unique international coordination vehicle met regularly from March to December, uniting governments, businesses, and international organizations to map a common path forward. The meetings laid the foundations for UNWTO's recommendations for action, a response framework for members and the tourism sector. These were quickly followed by the Tourism Recovery Technical Assistance Package and the Global Guidelines to Restart Tourism. Along with the updated 2030 Agenda for Africa, these actions became part of the wider United Nations response to COVID-19. The virtually held 2020 regional commissions focused on members' concerns around restarting tourism based on investments, innovation, jobs, and building trust. This was backed up with a robust technical assistance package drawn on by 25 member states and 7 donor organizations. In June, UNWTO and the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development joined forces for tourism recovery in 13 countries, soon to be expanded to all 38 economies where the bank invests. By the end of 2020, the UNWTO Technical Assistance portfolio totaled 60 projects, benefiting 44 countries and trebling the operating budget to over $11 million. Adapting to the new reality, UNWTO's leadership went beyond words and resumed in-person visits to member states, supporting recovery, demonstrating solidarity, and setting an example for others to follow. UNWTO is the leading source of trusted tourism intelligence. The newly launched Travel Restrictions Reports, the World Tourism Barometer, and the Data Dashboard enable governments and the tourism community to track developments and make data-driven decisions. At the same time, innovation, education, and green investments are key to growing back better. Innovation challenges and competitions provided a platform for proposals to restart tourism. With a focus on sustainability and inclusivity, these included the Healing Solutions Challenge, the SDGs Global Startup Competition, and the Inspiration Africa Challenge, as well as competitions in hospitality, rural, sports, and gastronomy tourism. UNWTO's call to make education a central pillar of tourism's recovery was reflected in a series of webinars launched alongside members to share specific expertise. And fresh ideas were also welcomed through the UNWTO Students' League, a unique space where students share their solutions for tourism's biggest challenges. Frameworks for tourism investment are needed. UNWTO launched a series of investment guidelines and a report with the Financial Times on tourism foreign direct investments to achieve a greener, more resilient recovery. This also included a new partnership with the International Finance Corporation, building readiness for green finance. Recognizing that vulnerable groups may be hardest hit by the crisis, the World Committee on Tourism Ethics committed to guaranteeing fairness, inclusivity, and equality in the response to COVID-19. A sustainable recovery is inconceivable without preserving natural heritage. The One Planet vision for the responsible recovery of the tourism sector and the Global Tourism Plastics Initiative, launched in January and already counting on 26 signatories the world over, will help tourism grow back more sustainably. Throughout it all, clear, meaningful, and verified communications have been more important than ever. Almost 50,000 media mentions corresponding to over €700 million advertising value. Growing website traffic with record results across all indicators and enhanced collaborations with top-tier media allowed UNWTO to reach record audiences. CNN joined the Travel Tomorrow campaign launched at the beginning of the Covid-19 pandemic.
Stay home for now. Dream forever.
Early into the crisis, UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres highlighted tourism's role and UNWTO's leadership in global recovery.
Tourism can be a platform for overcoming the pandemic. By bringing people together, tourism can promote solidarity and trust, crucial ingredients in advancing the global cooperation that is so urgently needed at this time. The United Nations World Tourism Organization is strongly committed to this work.
In a landmark moment, he gave his name to the UN policy brief, COVID-19 and Transforming Tourism, published in August and with UNWTO as the lead author. It prioritizes the restart of tourism to mitigate the impact of COVID-19 on millions of livelihoods. In September 2020, UNWTO gathered the global tourism community together at the 112th Executive Council in Tbilisi, Georgia, the first hybrid high-level meeting since the start of the pandemic. 170 delegates from 24 countries were welcomed in a first-ever message from a UN Secretary-General to this statutory meeting.
This Executive Council is an important platform of collaboration to explore the way forward and to support the future of tourism on which millions of people's livelihoods depend.
Against this backdrop, the UNWTO Executive Council agreed on the Tbilisi Declaration. This vital mechanism outlines the commitment to making international travel safe again, realigning the sector towards a more sustainable and inclusive future.